will request a recount within the Darrell Spring Wim electoral district. So I'm assuming that is the one the Chief Secretary, that is the one Ansel Dennis was alluding to. Finally, following last night's decisive victory by the Tobago People's Party, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, in a social media post, extended sincere congratulations on behalf of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and the Tobago People's Party on their great victory. Persad-Bissessar also congratulated the people of Tobago on the peaceful conclusion of the electoral process and the resounding mandate delivered. The outcome reflects the confidence of the Tobagonian electorate in the leadership and vision presented for the future of the island. She said the government looks forward to continued cooperation and constructive engagement with the Tobago House of Assembly. And well, wrapping up with the TTPS, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has reported an orderly and calm electoral process following yesterday's election. In a social media post, TTPS said voting concluded at 6 p.m. without incident, describing election day as a quote, safe, calm and orderly. Officers were deployed across polling divisions to ensure public safety and the smooth conduct of the vote. Police thanked members of the public for their cooperation and commended officers for their professionalism and vigilance. As the country moves into the post-election period, the public has been urged to act responsibly, respect others, and obey the law, including during celebrations. All right, so that's it for the morning brief here on Tobago, on the Sunrise here on Tobago Updates Television. If you're viewing us via either of our social media handles, thank you so much, Digital Flow or Amplia. Thank you for choosing us this morning, and thank you for making Tobago Updates Television your #1 choice for programming. We dive right into conversations this morning because it is post-election conversation time, where we take a look at Tobago's political fabric and analyze what would have happened, how we ended up here, and what it is going to look like moving forward. Of course, joining me this morning for that conversation when we return from the short break is none other than Dr. Winford James. So in the meantime, I want you to do me a favor, share the live, and we will return with conversations with Dr. Winford James. See you on
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. this is your show. More, live more.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Thank you so much for staying with us. As we delve into conversations this morning, joining me is none other than Dr. Winford James, a political analyst. Dr. James, good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us. Good
morning, Lavian. I hope you have a good show today.
Thank you. I appreciate your well wishes. 15-0 in the days leading up to the Tobago House of Assembly election yesterday. Dr. James, we would have seen citizens on social media making predictions. We saw predictions 10-5, we saw 13-2, we saw a lot of 11-4. But now we stand 15-0. From your professional opinion, sir, what do you think would have influenced Tobagonians to go out to the polls and resoundingly re-elect the Tobago People's Party back into office?
Well, I think they believe in the performance of the party over the last 4 years. That is obvious. Obviously, the party has achieved a landslide here in 14-1. So it's not as if the party is not accustomed to that. And it's the electorate that put them there. So the electorate continued with the support that they started off with in 2021. It's a continuation, and they must have been pleased with the performance of the party over the last 4 years. That's the easiest answer that I can give you.
Go ahead, sir.
No, that's it. That's
the People's National Movement would have garnered some support leading up to the election, which would have differed from April 28th in 2025, the general election, where the support was rather scarce. You were not seeing persons with their People's National Movement T-shirts out and about. The political meetings were looking quite dry. But in recent times, leading up to the Tobago House of Assembly election, you saw a build up at their campaign, you saw a build up even on their social media presence, and all that was happening in and around the party. The conversation was a buzz, and that would have led citizens to project that 11-4. However, they saw the THA election would have culminated so much, but then eventually so much more differently. My question to you this morning, persons are saying you cannot trust Tobagonians at the polls. You never know where their vote is going to lie. What do you think would have happened with the People's National Movement? Was that false hope? Was that some sort of a performance type campaigning, performance type support? But really and truly, Tobagonians are still disenchanted with the People's National Movement?
Well, it's the support that they got. It's a normal support that political parties get when they move around a district, right, trying to attract citizenry. They attract the supporters of a party. But this is normal political behavior. This obviously has not translated into votes. We can't use advertisements on jerseys and on billboards and what have you, and expect that that kind of support will translate into electoral support. So that's the first thing to note. We haven't had any opinion polls, Lavian, for these elections, so we are guessing. But the guessing must be based on not what you feel like or what you see from your own snapshot. It must be a guessing that is informed by snapshots that you take as you go around the electoral district, snapshots that you take and which you can present guardedly. So the PNM supporters were not guarded in what they were saying. They saw the bright red color, they saw whatever is printed on those jerseys, and they became quite happy, quite hopeful, quite optimistic that this time they would at least get more than one. In fact, some PNI people called me to say that they think, or that they thought 9-6 would be the result, or 8-7. And they called me and told me this. But, you know, you don't evaluate the performance of a party in that way. You can't say, well, look, we have a little more noise in our meetings. We, we sing more songs. And, it just doesn't work that way. It's rather hopeful. And you see the result, obviously. By the way, Lavian, has the EBC put out any updates this morning?
Our newsroom has not received any information thus far, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to know what the turnout was. If we
because
do
I was
have,
just about to even go to the turnout, but even before I go to the turnout, because we know that preliminary reports say that the turnout was low, but even before I go to the turnout, so I'm speaking on the People's National Movement and rebuilding. Ansel K. Dennis, he said he's going to step aside from leadership. The party has an internal, the Tobago Council has an internal coming up sometime in March, April, thereabout, and he said he's going to step aside. Also saying to media personnel, the People's National Movement in Tobago is not dead. He dispelled those talks. It is not dead. But I'm speaking to the Tobago Council rebuilding. Of course, there are talks that possibly Shamfa Kojo Lewis would be able to, might be the person that to lead the Tobago Council of the People's National Movement to even regroup. How do you see the People's National Movement in Tobago, the Tobago Council, being able to garner that support and regroup? But not only that, too, their defeat today may even influence the local government election that we have coming up in Trinidad. So how do you think those two might be able to tie into each other?
I don't think, it is not my place, of course, to tell the PNM what to do. But looking in from outside and being interested in how politics works in the country and, what the fortunes of the PNM are likely to be, looking in from outside, it is clear that he took the right decision. Not only the right decision, but the honorable decision. You can't lose an election, it's twice. And hope to continue. So I think that decision on his part, that decision to step aside, it is the right decision. I don't know who that person will be, but it would seem to me that it has to be somebody new, somebody fresh. And I don't believe Shamfa is that person, even though she's quite attractive as a speaker. And in her defiance of political behavior elsewhere outside of the PNM. I don't think she is the right person, but of course, if the party feels that she is, then they must go ahead with her and they must take the consequences of so doing.
Understood. And so speaking on the voter turnout, that the preliminary reports reported that it was low. Even myself, when I went out to the polling division yesterday in my polling station, after 3 p.m., I was a consecutive number 148. And yes, we're waiting for those confirmed figures from EBC. But But speaking on the preliminary report so far, it being low, how do you see that in your professional opinion? Is it that Tobagonians are just disenchanted with politics as a whole, that they think it's the same thing, no change? Or how do you see that? So how do you classify that?
It has been low in the past, and the political party, the PNM, has won with the low vote. And it was low, it was 56, 57. In December of 2021, and the TPP won, that is to say the PDP won those elections. In other words, what you are calling the low turnout is not a disincentive, is not a disadvantage where the particular party is concerned. So you can have low turnouts and win an election with a landslide. Obviously, you want more people to come out because there was a time when lots of people came out to vote, the 60%, 70%. Those are facts, right? Now people are staying away as if they are alienated or they don't think that they have punished the PNM enough. We understand that the political leader of the PNM, not the Tobago leader, but the overall leader, went to Sangre Grande, I think, is it last week, and begged the electorate to forgive them, right? Maybe she was thinking of the local government elections coming, but begged the people there to forgive them for their naughtiness, perhaps. He didn't say exactly what. And so we have got to wait to see how that appeal translates into actual electoral support, right? But the turnout seems to be just over 50 based on what we were able to count, and it's coming in from the different districts and so on. It seems to be just over 50. But as I said, in 2021 it was 56, 57, and the PDP won with a landslide as well, losing only one seat, and that seat by, I think, by what, 3 votes? Yeah?
Right, yeah.
So low voter turnout doesn't necessarily translate into an advantage for anybody. So we have to look at the historical precedent and decide what are the possible strong bases that voters use. There might be some alienation, right? People may be turning away from politics and from voting entirely because they have been deceived in the past and they have been disappointed. But if you have the right kind of political energy, political outlook, I am sure we can stop the slide where the turnout is concerned and get people to return to, if we think that is what is the problem, get people to return to the interest that they used to have where politics is concerned, because you can't live in a country and just leave others to run your affairs when you can have a voice. Right. So I would say that even though we wanted to have a greater turnout, the turnout that we got, we have experienced before, and it has not prevented the electoral district from rejecting the PNM and re-energizing and continuing to support the TPP.
But so do you see the Tobago House of Assembly election, yesterday's results, influencing the upcoming local government election in Trinidad, that voters would say, well, the Tobago continues to reject the People's National Movement, and so this is the wave that is going to continue into that election? Do you see one election influencing the other?
Yeah, I think so. I think that overall the electorate might say that the electorate is going in the direction of rejection of the PNM, especially as the PNM has been given several opportunities, to change the way that they do their politics and so on. That has been happening. So, but there's this trend I was going to say of rejecting the PNM and supporting what used to be the opposition. You follow? So that it happened in Trinidad. The UNC, the electorate rejected the vote, the PNM, and what did they do? They accepted the opposition at UNC, and with of course the support of the labor unions and so on. So yeah, things seem to be changing. Tobago has rejected the PNM twice, and not only twice, but it is by the degree that they have rejected the PNM. It's 14-1 in 21, and now it is 15-0. There is a trend there. We don't know how long it will be kept, but the PNM cannot behave as if they will continue to be good looking to people who are, I would say, disenchanted, disappointed with the way they have done their politics. Right? So I think, yes, the simple answer to your question is yes, that can happen. I couldn't tell you the extent to which the opposition in Trinidad, that is PNM, the extent to which they can win over people so that what they do, how they perform is going to, give the PNM hope that they are not entirely forgotten where the electorate is concerned.
Right. So an opposition usually acts like the conscience of a government. But now in times when you don't have an opposition, and of course persons will have fears that governments will run free without any checks and balances. There's no one to keep you on your toes. Political parties are made up of human beings. Human beings do get comfortable, complacent, and even entitled. We would have saw over London in the past after the PNM made their clean sweep. He wrote it to the president in order to have an opposition implemented. Do you see the Tobago People's Party making such a move? And if they do make such a move or don't, is it on a scale of maturity, or is it on a scale of just a good common sense prevailing diplomacy? How do you see this would play out, sir?
Well, first of all, the PNM through Ansel Dennis, of course, that is not the final word. But the PNM are saying that, look, we are going to change the leadership. Ansel has cleared the way by his self-removal for the PNM to choose new people, new blood. So we have to remember that is happening at the same time. But Orville could not do what you reported that he has done. There is no room in the Constitution to have somebody appointed as an opposition, whether through some internal vote or something else. And that has happened across the Caribbean, by the way. It has happened in Jamaica, it has happened in Barbados, it has happened in Grenada. And they couldn't find the constitutional tool to insert somebody into the chambers in the House of Assembly in a way that the law could support. So the next bet is for PNM to be the opposition outside of the House. And they have said, Ansel has said, that they plan to do that, develop instruments and related matter to keep the House of Assembly on their toes. They need that. But I don't think the politics, the opposition politics, will come from a person like Ansel Dennis. It might not even come from Kelvin Morris or Shamfa Kodjo or those people who have been rejected over time. Right? They have to find somebody new with new energy, with new understandings, new articulations of where they want to go. It's going to be a little rough, right? It's going to take, as you see, some time, and with their reduced capacity, to their reduced credibility, levels of credibility, it's going to take some work, right? And so you may have that effect on the voting in the local government elections coming up. But we don't know the extent to which that can happen. What is clear is that PNM is not favorite anymore. The ease at which they won elections and so on, and in which they were accepted by the electorate, that ease has become a great, great burden, a very great difficulty for them to renew themselves into public acceptance.
But so do you think that Tobagoanians historically prefer a homegrown party as opposed to, yes, the People's National Movement over the decades, or would have had very strong roots, you would say, nationally. But as a people, do you think that Tobagonians are more value or prefer a homegrown party, something that they say is our own, as opposed to anything that would have started outside of Tobago?
Well, we have to start with when are we talking about? What's the starting point? Remember that in 1976, A.N.R. Robinson split with the PNM, and he created or formed the DAC, right? And won the elections actually in 1976. Since that time, we have been careful to note that there was always an opposition to the PNM in Tobago, especially in Tobago East. To this day, if we were to discuss the appeal that the PNM has to the two parliamentary seats, so to speak, Tobago East and Tobago West, we will find that there's always been a nationalistic kind of approach to what Tobago wants and what Tobago would like to get and so on. That is clearly, 1976 is a date that indicates the turn, the shift away from that. And since that time, generally speaking, Tobago East has supported electorally the DSC, by whatever name it goes by, of the island has supported the DSC, and it continues to do this, right? It took all of Robinson's support or supporters and made it its own. The PDP, of course, was the instrument. That was a new instrument. Not that you didn't have a non-affiliation of the island with the PNM in Trinidad. But there has been that shift, and it has been one or two pieces of advantage to the PNM. But in general, the shift has remained very firm, and it has demonstrated, especially in relation to autonomy and independence and whatever shape self-government takes, right? Is that people are not going to turn back. They're not going to say, all right, we don't want that anymore. And the PNM has not demonstrated that it can carry the hopes and aspirations of the people autonomy-wise. So we'll wait and see, of course, but it seems to me that PNM is not carrying the desires and the intentions of the people of Tobago, where autonomy is concerned, where self-government is concerned, where independence is concerned. And so, yes, the PDP, now the TPP, is going down a road from which Tobago will not turn back.
Right. And so finally, as we wrap, I want to ask you, as you speak on autonomy, I want to speak on the collaboration between central government and the Tobago House of Assembly. See that Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, in her congratulatory statements via her social media post, saying that the central government looks forward to continue collaboration with the Tobago House of Assembly. Do you see any foreseeable fractures between the TPP and the UNC being able to collaborate? I mean, even especially on the topic of autonomy, I know that Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, he has a specific type of autonomy that he is looking for, that I want to believe will be not only the legacy he wants to leave, his political legacy that he wants to leave, that he would have brought autonomy to the people of Tobago, but of course he would want it to be one that would secure the people of Tobago, because if the autonomy becomes his legacy, and in the future there are some sort of fractures that the Tobago people end up having a fallout from the autonomy that he would have come to agree to, that would tarnish his legacy. So my question to you is, do you see that collaboration between the TPP and the UNC, and the UNC being able to agree with the TPP to give the people of Tobago what that vision that Chief Secretary Fali Augustine has?
But one thing I'm very sure of is that the UNC government has to be involved. It is the party that runs the country. So even though Fali has had a tremendous support from the Tobago electorate, even though that is the case, as a regional party, the TPP is not enough. There has to be collaboration. And that collaboration, by the way, has started. The question is what shape it will take as the politics goes forward. And the politics has to go forward. Now, Fali has been given a free hand, quote unquote, free, a free hand to do lots of things. But he has to remember that it's not him alone in the game. And not that he thinks that way. I don't think he thinks that way. The question is the kind of collaboration that develops, the kind of demands that will be sorted out, will be discussed, will be agreed to. That is still a work, a very difficult work that has to go on. But there must be collaboration, and Fali is aware of it. Kamala is aware of it. The question is, are they going to have the people behind them, not only Fali in Tobago, but Kamala in Trinidad? You know, in talking about the collaboration that is obviously needed, Kamala has to treat with the electorate in Trinidad for sure. Fali has to come back to the people who supported him in the first place. So it will be interesting to see how all those riches, political riches that both the UNC and the TPP have been showered with, how such riches will be handled in the interest of the development of Trinidad and Tobago and of course, Tobago. That would be perhaps one of the most interesting aspects of the victory that the electorate has conferred upon the TPP.
All right. Well, you know what, Dr. James, we will be speaking to you in the future as these matters develop, and of course, we will be following it. I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning, and thank you so much for your insightful commentary. As always, a pleasure. Viewers, that was Dr. Winford James joining us here on Sunrise this morning as we continue to have post-election conversations. Of course, you know, when Sunrise wraps up, that is not the end of the programming, because we head on over to the morning show with, of course, none other than my boy Akinlabi. Akinlabi, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I am doing well, Avian. It's quite a shock this morning. I know a few people was telling me 15-0, but I really didn't see it happening, and I think that it took a lot of persons in Tobago by surprise.
Yeah, definitely. Even while speaking to Dr. James, I spoke to the predictions that you saw citizens making on social media in days leading up. We saw the 11-4, the 13-2, and he even said that persons would have reached out to him on the People's National Movement side with 9-6, but it was a clean sweep. And I mean, as early as 8 p.m., jubilation was being echoed through the halls of the Tobago People's Party headquarters. So some very interesting development there. But I know that you have a packed show for them this morning as you continue the conversation. So I want to wish you a wonderful day and a great show. Of course, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Viewers, so that's it for Sunrise this morning. And as I told you before, we head on over to the morning show, and then we have Good Morning Tobago with Chanel Felix. Stay tuned to Tobago Updates Television. Again, thank you so much for waking up early to join us here on Sunrise. It's always a pleasure to be here before you. Wishing you a wonderful day. In the meantime, do me a favor and share the live, share the live, share the live. I'll see you tomorrow.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. My name is Akinla Beholder and today is Tuesday, January the 13th, 2026. Yes, it is the day after the THA elections. We got that shock 50-0 victory by the Tobago People's Party last night. I hope that you're up and you're ready to go. Life moves on. We have to head to work. The children have to go to school. I hope that you've had breakfast, you've had your tea, and you're ready to get into some of the conversations that we're having this morning. Yes, we have some very interesting guests. This morning we have Mr. David Abdallah of the MSG, and he's here to talk about the THA elections. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Morning, morning, Akin. Morning to everyone tuned in to Tobago Update. I was tuned in last night because they were trying to get me in the studio last night. So, congratulations, first of all, to the Honorable...
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes?
Yes, Mr.
Are you hearing?
Sorry about that, Mr. Abdallah. I'm not hearing you clearly.
I don't know why, because I'm using... Are you hearing better now?
Mr. Abdallah?
Akin, are you hearing me? Yes. Are you hearing me? I'm hearing you clearly.
So, Mr. Abdallah,
are you hearing me?
What are your initial thoughts on the results of the THA elections?
Well, first, let me congratulate the Honorable Farley Augustine and the TPP for a very powerful victory last night. Yesterday's elections, a very significant and historic victory. So let me congratulate him and congratulate all Tobagonians for the way in which they participated in the election campaign. I was tuned in last night to Tobago Update and was supposed to be on one of the panels, but there was a technical issue. So let me congratulate you and the team there for an excellent coverage, reporting. The panels last night were very good, youth panel and the more experienced panel. And then the information provided on your board was very good. So I was able to really track what was taking place. So congratulations to Tobago Update TV for that. Clearly, and others have spoken about it, the issue of Tobago autonomy is front and center now. Mr. Augustine spoke about that last night in his victory speech. So autonomy is, in my view, front and center, the most important issue going forward. And the mandate that the TPP got last night, the 15-0, was an indication. And Mr. Augustine made an important point. He said that, Tobagonians wanted a Tobago Nationalist Party or Tobago Party. And that is an indication of the strong sentiment for Tobago nationalism and for autonomy. And so that, in my view, is what not only Tobago, but Trinidad and Tobago is going to have to address in the coming weeks and months. And it's going to be interesting to see the responses in the national parliament of both the PNM, which got soundly defeated yesterday, and of course they were defeated last April as well in the general elections, what they will do, whether they will try to block it because they may the three-quarter majority to change the constitution may require some PNM members, and also what the independents will do in the Senate. And certainly one hopes that they don't stand in the way of Tobago autonomy going forward. And the process, I heard Mr. Augustine talk about the process. He's going to engage the people in communities throughout Tobago on what they wish to have in the Tobago Autonomy Bill going forward. So the democratic process within Tobago, I think, is going to be crucial. And if those assemblies of the people, if you wish, in Tobago take place around autonomy and other issues with respect to Tobago development, that will be a new development in the political culture of the country. So a lot is going to be riding on how Tobago moves in terms of governance in Tobago, within Tobago, but also governance of Trinidad and Tobago and the relationship between Tobago and Trinidad. I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing you.
Mr. Abdullah, some persons are saying...
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Yeah.
Good. Some persons are saying that this overwhelming mandate, all 15 seats going to the TPP, they're raising concerns about accountability of the Executive Council moving forward. These are concerns that were also raised just about 13 years ago when the People's National Movement won their 12-0 in 2013. And those concerns are raising its head again here in 2026. How do you see that being a true challenge for the Tobago People's Party?
Well, and that's why I said the issue of governance is going to be crucial in Tobago as well. And so, depending on how the Executive Council operates, if they were to operate purely on their own and make decisions purely on their own as Executive Council or as the Assembly itself, then I think there could be issues. But if they create mechanisms of popular participation, what I'm calling assemblies of the people, community councils, village councils, civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, NGOs, and so on, the trade union of that operate over there. And if they involve them, the Fisher Folk Association and others, business organizations. So if there's a process that is formalized, not legally, but formalized in terms of this is how we're going to proceed with our accountability and getting feedback from the ground, I think that can be even a stronger mechanism of transparency and accountability than having a minority leader and 2 or 3 members of the minority in the assembly. So it's a possibility to deepen the democracy and enrich the democracy and move it beyond the formal elected democratic processes that we have. And therefore, Tobago has the possibility of setting a new benchmark for both Trinidad and Tobago.
So, Mr. Abdullah, the People's National Movement, as you mentioned before, they lost overwhelmingly in the general elections in 2025 and now follow up with this another overwhelming defeat in the THA elections 2026. Where does the PNM go from here, particularly the Tobago Council of the PNM? This is the second THA where they have lost overwhelmingly. It's been, before it was almost a whitewash, and this time it was a complete whitewash. What happens to the PNM, the Tobago Council of the PNM, particularly in this instance?
Yeah, and some people will say not whitewash, but blue wash. but you're right. When I heard Ansel Dennis last night, and he said not only did he concede defeat in the elections, but he said he'll be stepping down as chairman of the PNM Tobago Council and providing for elections, which he said are constitutionally, according to the PNM Constitution, due in April, but it might very well come forward. I don't know that the PNM can reinvent itself, either in Tobago or in Trinidad, in the sense that the policies and the culture and style of governance of the PNM between 2015 and 2025 has been indelibly embedded in the minds of the electorate of Trinidad and Tobago, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago in April last year and then in Tobago yesterday have rejected that culture and style of leadership and the policies that the PNM implemented or did not implement and the way in which they went about it. So it's not going to be easy for the PNM to come back from this or to reinvent itself. The leadership of the party overall, the national leadership, if you look at it, basically are the same people who are part of the Rowley cabinet. And these are both in the House of Representatives and members of the Senate. So what the PNM is presented to the people of Trinidad and Tobago is no different from what was presented essentially in April of last year. And so my own view is that it creates the opportunity now for the development of a different kind of movement coming from the ground, because the voter turnout in 2025 was very low, the general elections. It was the lowest since the 1971 no vote campaign. The voter turnout yesterday was perhaps about 50%. We don't have the final figures, but it was relatively low compared to a couple elections ago, THA elections a couple occasions ago, which signals that there are significant numbers of citizens who are not happy with either the parties that are offering themselves or with the system. And I want I hope that it is a more strong position that people are unhappy with the system of governance and people want some fundamental changes in our governance arrangements, constitutional reform among them.
So we're talking about this election results, and we see that the TPP would have made arguments since last year's general election that with a UNC administration in power, the TPP would be able to negotiate better for those matters that really affect Tobago the most, the autonomy bill, as well as other matters, perhaps also budget allocations as well. Now that the PNM is completely out of the system of governance in the Tobago House of Assembly, do you see now a clearer path for the TPP to have that seamless negotiations with the United National Congress in the central government?
Yes, I think there's a clearer path. Certainly the mandate that the PPP and its leader, Mr. Fali Augustine, have strengthens their hand in any discussions. But what I think, which is why I said it's necessary, as I heard from Mr. Augustine last night, that they plan to go out in the communities to get people's views. And therefore, it will not only be the party or the executive council or the assembly advocating for a particular form of autonomy, but it will be backed by significant numbers of Tobagonians in direct expression of their views. And that would certainly have to be taken into account by the UNC government, which had signaled when the PNM brought the autonomy bills before the parliament in 2024. The UNC voted against it. So there was a clear indication that the UNC understood that what the PNM was bringing with respect to autonomy was not what the people of Tobago wanted. So it's going to be important for that dialogue to take place and for the UNC essentially to step back and allow Tobago to articulate what it wants and then put that forward in the form of a bill going to the national parliament, as distinct from the Attorney General being given a mandate to take what Tobago wants and then fashion it, if you follow what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. This has to be a Tobago-driven process.
And how soon do you estimate that these sorts of negotiations and liaison and cooperations between the two administrations would start taking place and bearing fruit for the people of Tobago?
I certainly think it will start, within the coming months, coming weeks, and that the process in Tobago will kick off within the coming months. And I would hope that by the end of 2026, that the new autonomy bill and constitutional amendment bill will be brought to the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. That's the kind of timeline that I think the people of Tobago voted for without themselves expressing it that way, but the mandate that they've given to the TPP, I think that is the kind of timeline that I would expect to happen or would want to see happening going forward.
All right, Mr. Abdullah, and any last impressions you would like to give concerning the THA elections?
Well, what was also interesting, Akin, was the complete of disregard in that sense of support for the IDA. Of course, I'm not a Tobagonian, I'm not on the ground, and so I was a bit surprised by the fact that they got so little support, and therefore it raises the question, not just in Tobago, but of course for the MSJ in Trinidad as well, although we have a different approach maybe to politics, but raises questions about whether or not a third political party can break through. Given that the idea is a Tobago-based party, maybe people in Tobago felt that the only Tobago-based party that could successfully defeat the PNM was the TPP, and that might have been a key factor, but I'm not on the ground to analyze that situation. But it raises issues, about the future of a party like the IDA and the people that they have supporting it.
As you mentioned the IDA, the political leader of the IDA would have mentioned that she did not cast a vote in the THA elections because she wanted to seem, if the IDA had won, that she wanted the public to know that she is impartial to all and she would be a servant of all persons. What do you think of that idea, that philosophy of a political leader of an organization, of a political leader of a party, not casting a vote because they don't want to seem biased or impartial in any way?
That to me doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, if you are in a political party, you're campaigning, you're critiquing both or all who are in the contest. You can't be impartial in that sense. You have a position, you have policies, you have a philosophy, which you say is different from the others. So in that sense, you're not impartial. You have a position. That doesn't mean to say that if you were to win an election and you're elected, that you then, in other words, your policies and your philosophy going into the election ought to be such that suggests to the population that if you were to win and you're in office, then you would be impartial. Then you would treat everybody fairly and equally or equitably, and that you will govern in a way or exercise the powers of your office in a way that is for everybody and not just for your party supporters. So one of the problems of party politics in the country is we have a system of winner take all. The late Professor Dennis Pantin, when we had the Constitution Reform Forum, said that we don't need winner take all, we need all take win. And unfortunately, as you could see from, for example, in board appointments on state boards and other things like that, party loyalists tend to get preference. And we need to change that, and that is why we need fundamental change in our systems of governance. But perhaps you could bring me on another occasion when I could share some of the details of how we could change the governance arrangements to prevent that kind of party loyalty being rewarded at the expense of the rest of the electorate and population. But the way to do that is changing governance, both in terms of the culture and style of the leadership, the philosophy and policies of the party, and ultimately in the systems and institutions that need reform, and so on, and not by somebody saying that they're not going to vote.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. David Abdullah, political leader of the Movement for Social Justice, for coming on and speaking about the recently concluded THA elections. Viewers, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue our conversations. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Welcome back, viewers, to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we have on the line with us this morning Mr. Curtis Williams, who is the president of the Tobago chapter of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And he's here to speak to us about the fallout or the outcome of the THA elections 2026. Good morning and welcome, sir. Mr. Williams, we can't hear you, sir. Turn on your mic, please, sir.
Right. You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. I just want to say congratulations on behalf of the Tobago Division, Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce to the Tobago People Party and Mr. Fali Chavez Agustin on winning the THA election. I just want to put that in the mix first before we start our conversation.
All right. So, your initial thoughts on the victory of the Tobago People's Party?
Well, last night I was on another station and I was speaking to one of the members of the Tobago People's Party, and we were looking at the results going forward. And we have seen that Tobago have changed. Tobago definitely wants something that definitely meaningful for its people, and there we see it in the election, a clean sweep throughout the entire country. And so we want to continue our relationship with the Tobago House of Assembly. We did start it many years ago, and we want to continue that relationship with them, building upon the new blueprint that was stated or given to us. And we're willing to work with them, trying to bring the private sector to where it ought to be so that Tobago could realize the difference.
Initially, what were the initial thoughts of the members within the chamber on the results?
Well, there were some members with mixed feelings. Definitely. Some of them didn't expect a clean sweep. Some expected a bit of opposition. But as you notice, and we all have seen, there definitely have been a clean sweep. The people have spoke, and I think it's time for us to put the politics aside and let's start rebuilding Tobago. There's a lot to be done on the island. 2026, as I did mention last year, is a year that we ought to see action within the business community. We have been set back for quite some time now, and I think it's a grand opportunity for us to work with the central government as the relationship have been started and build Tobago going forward.
Now, Mr. Williams, you mentioned the blueprint that the TPP had put forward just before the election took place. What are some of the things within that blueprint that the business community is looking forward to seeing in the next 4 years?
Well, we were so happy that some of the characteristics of the blueprint or the details in the blueprint were conversations we had with the assembly then. And we are happy about that. Now we're going to sit now and really work it out. We're talking about bringing that private sector, as it was indicated. The private sector in Tobago is way below standard. And we want to lift the private sector. And in order to lift the private sector, we ask the enablers, which is the Tobago House Assembly, to stand by our side as we try to move this sector to the next level. And as you can see, we had challenges in securing basic contracts and basic things going on in Tobago and the business community, some of them not getting the opportunity to secure these. What's the reason why? And it was indicated to us what's the reason why. And we're hoping that going forward, we can work with the technical people of the assembly so that our tenders or bids can be up to the standard that actually be palatable for us to win these contracts.
Do you believe that this result improves Tobago's positioning to attract investments here on the island and increasing financing here within the Tobago space?
Well, what the results have said to all of us, regionally, internationally, is that there's one voice from the two representatives that goes down to Trinidad and the Tobago people. It is one voice. So I don't think there should be any fallout now. I think everything should be on par. We have an increase in funding. And I think that's a good message now we could send to anyone who's willing to come into the island to invest. And I'm looking forward to those great investments. They will be a game changer for us. And we're looking forward to it, whether the hotels or other infrastructural development, we're looking forward to it. It's something that we have been waiting for with bated breath. And I think now is the opportunity. So I think I ask all the business folks on the island, come speak to the chamber, come let's put ourselves in a state of readiness to take full advantage of what the THE have to offer. And when I say full advantage, I mean full advantage.
Mr. Williams, and you mentioned a number of things that you're looking forward to, but if you had to create a top 3 priority things that you would like to tackle with the Tobago House of Assembly first, what would those top 3 things be?
All right, one thing I would like to see is that when we speak about something, we do deliver. So there were some projects that was in the pipeline, and due to funding issues and other issues, those projects were not realized. So I'm asking, pick out of the many and probably take about the top 10 projects and work with the top 10 projects. I know we can't do everything in 1 year or 2 years, but choose projects that we think doable and let's deliver those so that we, the public, can see things being delivered. Also, we're looking at tourism. Tourism is a big thing now. It's the new kid on the block, and we really want to make tourism really work for us in Tobago. We have a new terminal building that's going to be open up sometime in the next quarter. And we have to get the island in a state of readiness. The people have to be in a state of readiness. And getting our human capital in a state of readiness meant that we have to educate our people in hospitality. So we're asking the hotel school to up their game and start to get folks involved in that area of business. We also want to look at the funding of these new plants that's supposed to come on board, which is the Marriott and the Copper Tree, the Hilton at Roxborough. So we're looking for other investors as well, because those hotels will be a game changer for the island. And we the construction, we the folks in tourism, and all the other related business is looking forward to that. Even though the retail, the distribution, we're all looking forward to these projects that will really make the island or be a game changer on the island.
Mr. Williams, as you mentioned, those new hotel plants that are supposed to come to Tobago, I knew that there was a lot of excitement in the air just about a year ago, just before the general elections last year, when Sandals visited Tobago for a second time, trying to reignite that relationship. But since then, it's been radio silence. What is the latest concerning Sandals and Tobago?
Well, Sanders' conversation started. I remember the chief secretary was around the table when the conversation started, and Sanders was to go back and do some homework and get back to us. If we want to continue the conversation with Sanders or any other of the brands, I think that they ought to come to us and give us some information and give us some suggestion or proposal on what they intend to do. Sanders must not only look at Buku, they must look at other areas on the island and see if there are other areas in which they can look at, because Buku is not the only area that they can look at. And let's see how that could fit into the proposal for Tobago. And that we're looking forward to that, because those brands will be a game changer. And as much as we may want the boutique type hotels, but the East could fit the boutique type hotel and the West could fit the other larger brands, the bigger brands like the 200 room, 300 room hotels. So we're looking forward to some of those brands. I mean, now the politics is all stable now. Come in, let's have the conversation, because we all on business. And that's what we want to see for the business community at the chamber. And it's going to enhance us a lot. And a lot of folks are around looking forward to 2026. And I am myself looking forward, because 2025, as we all know, have been a very sluggish year and nothing much has happened to this sector. So we all looking forward to 2026, and some of the vibrant and exciting things will be coming forward.
Now, with such a strong mandate, the expectations are high. What does accountability look like from the chamber to the new government that is going to be installed for the next 4 years?
Yes, we know that scrutiny going to be at the highest. And all I ask the next government, the THA, is to make sure that you be transparent in all that you do. Speak to the people, let the people understand what's happening, and keep us abreast of all the insights on what's transferring in terms of development. Don't make anything a hidden agenda. Don't make anything a secret. Be transparent in all that you do, and we, the business sector, will be there at your side, supporting you going forward.
And the importance, share with the public the importance of the structured dialogue between the business chamber and other organizations with the THA moving forward to ensure that Tobago does progress in the way that we hope it would.
Yeah, definitely. As you can realize, it's a clean sweep, so there's really no opposition per se, right? And we, the media, we, the business community, will have to hold the THA accountable for what they are doing. And hence the reason why we ask for continuous dialogue with the various sectors, especially the Tobago chapter of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And we know and we understand the ground, and we ask the THA, as you have done before, continue the conversation with us and keep it keep it again, as I said, don't make promises that you can't deliver. So narrow it down to some deliverables and deliver on those.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Williams, for speaking with us on the Chamber's perspective on the THA election results. Do you have any parting words you'd like to make?
I just want to say the people have spoken, and it's for us to put all our differences aside, whether red, blue, green, whatever color you're carrying, and let's start to build on Tobago. Tobago have great potential. I left and came back to Tobago and started business, and I can tell you there definitely is great potential on the island, and I think we all should come together and sit down everyone and really work on that potential at the island.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Williams, and we hope you have a productive day. Viewers,
thank you.
Viewers, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue conversations. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Morning show viewers, and now we want to head over to our news in 90 seconds.
And here's what's making news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. Last evening, the blue wave washed across the island of Tobago after the Tobago People's Party delivered a mirrored clean sweep of the 2013 THA election. From as early as 8 p.m., preliminary results signaled the capturing of 7 seats for the TPP. As the click edged closer to 10 p.m., jubilation erupted through the halls of party headquarters, finally declaring the TPP as the victor with all 15 seats. Speaking to supporters at the Scarborough Esplanade last night, Chief Secretary said the TPP was ready to govern a Tobago that served all citizens, regardless of political affiliation. He said the party was ready to implement its blueprint to champion the island's development. Up next, the Tobago Council of the People's National Movement is set for new leadership in the coming months. This after political leader Ansel Dennis conceded defeat last night, further adding his decision to step aside. Dennis said while the PNM has accepted the overall outcome, party officials have indicated that the process is not entirely concluded. The PNM has announced that it will request a formal recount for one specific seat to ensure accuracy regarding the final vote count in that district. And finally, following last night's decisive victory by the Tobago People's Party, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, in a social media post, extended sincere congratulations on behalf of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to Chief Secretary Fali Chavez Augustine and the Tobago People's Party on their decisive and historic victory. Persad-Bissessar also congratulated the people of Tobago on the peaceful conclusion of the electoral process and the resounding mandate delivered. This outcome reflects the confidence of the Tobagonian electorate in the leadership and vision presented for the future of the island. She said the government looks forward to continued cooperation and constructive engagement with the Tobago House of Assembly. These and other stories in our major newscast at 6:30 p.m. Be viewing Tobago Updates Television, and that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you very much, Vanessa, for that news in 90 seconds. And viewers, do not think that we forgot. We're heading over to that time in the program when we celebrate with those who are celebrating with us. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. Yes, here at Tobago Updates, we like to celebrate with those who are celebrating whatever they're celebrating. And we kick off the celebrations by saying happy birthday to Miss Joan Morgan Morris. Happy birthday to you, Miss Joan Morgan Morris. God's richest blessings. Today is a special day. We're seeing you in all smiles in this picture. We know you will be all smiles today. We pray for God's guidance on you, and we thank Him for you seeing another year. And we hope that you're surrounded with friends and family, and you celebrate this special day with them, and you stay safe today.
Up next, we have Leah Grant. Happy birthday to you from the Tobago Updates family. Wishing you a bright and prosperous year ahead, and that you'll have all God's richest blessings upon your life.
Keshma Clark is up next. Happy birthday, Miss Keshma Clark. God's richest blessings to you. Yes, you're born today. You entered the year today and you became a blessing to so many around you. We thank Him for another year of you seeing life, and we pray that this upcoming year, all the desires of your heart will be met, and everything that you put your hands to, you would see success.
And last but certainly not least, we have Joan Bell Eversley. Fondest birthday greetings to a very special sister, mother, auntie, and friend, or adorable Joan Bell Eversley. Wishing her God's richest blessings always with love, with lots of love, hugs, and kisses from Anne, Philbert, and all her siblings and families, son, Justin, and Chelsea, Linny, Leslie, Christine, and countless other friends. Love you always, and happy birthday from us here at the Tobago Updates family.
So whatever you're celebrating, viewers, we want to celebrate with you. Send your information to Tobago Updates, birthday, anniversary, graduation, whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you. So viewers, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the Tobago Updates morning show, but we want to take this time to congratulate Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and the rest of the Tobago People's Party team on their victory in the THA elections, and we look forward as the people of Tobago, all of us, whatever political side you are, and we look forward to good governance and progress in the next 4 years. Coming up next, we have GMT with Chanel Felix. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. GMT is up next.
Reach out to me, say, Mommy, I feel I'm ready to arrange. I say, arrange what?
They're less than 1 year old, but Uptown Fascinators Junior Steel Orchestra isn't bothered by that. They have taken the brave step into the National Junior Panorama for the first time.
Top to bottom, so everybody get the recap. Well, I always wanted to be an arranger and I just never had the opportunity. And when Mommy came up with the idea that we could make a junior side from Uptown, I was like, yeah, we could do that. But I wasn't sure if we'd have enough players, and from when we started till now, it's been a big jump in players. So I've been excited and I like the challenge.
So girls, you're getting ready for the National Junior Panorama. Tell me, what's the vibes? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited because it's my first Junior Panorama, and I hope that I will get a nice experience outside. So far, it's going good.
I am also excited because this is my first panorama in general, so I'm really now getting to experience it. So far, I love the experience. I love my double second pan, and the music sweet. So
Pan is a beautiful sounding instrument. I would love to play it at any time, even at home, anywhere, anytime.
I would love to play the preliminary rounds. I'm very confident. I am happy that it's coming up. I love how it's competitive. I love to be competitive. Junior Panorama, it's very exciting.
He had 2 songs that he had scored early up in the year, one for school and one because he just felt like scoring it. Because he started scoring like 2 years now. He would play it for us at home. He would say, nah, change that, add something else. Put in this, take out that, put in this. So he was tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until he come out. We call the parents that we know interested in PAM, because a lot of parents used to reach out to us about getting their children involved in the CPAC because they know our children are involved. When it comes to the manager, I'm not mommy. I'm just the manager. Mommy home, manager here, and they understand that. So when it's time for practice, we get serious. I let them know up front, this is what we expect and this is the outcome that we want to get, and automatically they get it.
I grew up in Pan. Everybody in my family could play Pan, so I had no choice in a way. But I didn't really fight it because I love playing Pan. I love music on a whole, and I just enjoy the vibes from the bands I've been with, played with, and yeah, I believe Pan is a big part in my life and music too. I hope that we could go and wow the judges with our wonderful and amazing performance, and hopefully the judges can be like, wow, this is a nice, amazing song, and hopefully we make it to Trinidad and we could be able to win the competition.
Just spell ways like this is your profession. I go wait till you want my confession.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Last evening, the blue wave washed across the island of Tobago after the Tobago People's Party delivered a mirrored clean sweep of the 2013 THA election. From as early as 8 p.m., preliminary results signaled the capturing of 7 seats for the TPP. As the click edged closer to the 10 p.m. mark, jubilation erupted through the halls of the party headquarters, finally declaring the TPP as the victor with 15 seats. Speaking to supporters at the Scarborough Esplanade last night, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine said the TPP was ready to govern a Tobago. They served all citizens regardless of political affiliation and are looking forward to continued delivery to Tobago. He said the party was already implementing its blueprint and is ready to champion the island's development. Additionally, the Tobago Council of the People's National Movement is set for new leadership in the upcoming months, after political leader Ansel Dennis conceded defeat last night, further adding his decision to step aside. Dennis said while the People's National Movement has accepted the overall outcome, the party officials have indicated that the process is not entirely concluded. The PNM has announced that it will request a formal recount for one specific seat to ensure accuracy regarding the final vote count in that district. And finally, following last night's decisive victory by the Tobago People's Party, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, in a social media post, extended sincere congratulations on behalf of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to Chief Secretary Farley Chavez-Augustine and the Tobago People's Party on their decisive and historic victory. Persad-Bissessar also congratulated the people of Tobago on the peaceful conclusion of the electoral process and the resounding mandate delivered. This outcome reflects the confidence of Tobagonians and in the leadership and the vision presented for the future of the island. She stated that the government looks forward to continued cooperation and constructive engagement with the Tobago House of Assembly. These and other stories in our major newscast this evening at 6:30 p.m. And that is our news in 90 seconds. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back with much more topics and conversations after this. See you soon.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Goals, we've got them.
At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor, so wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people.
Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, and what you have just seen there, viewers, is the winning performance from Uptown Fascinators right here in Tobago. We are sending again another set of congratulations to them. But this morning I have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting with the arranger, the astronaut that you've seen on the stage there, Mr. O.J. Richards. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Well, you know, it's great to finally be able to pin you down and have you for a couple of minutes to really talk about this victory and what it means, not just for Uptown Fascinators, but for the band category as well as Tobago, and where we are going as an island as it pertains to Pan.
Yeah, it's really great to have me. It's a big thing for Tobago, like you would have said, and for Uptown Fascinators. For the past about 6 years, I think it's about 6 years, Tobago has been capturing the title in the small band category, and I think it's a privilege and it's something to be notable to Tobago to be put on the map, because in the past 6 years the Panorama title has been in Tobago, whether it be with myself or Coach Ramsey with Eastside or Duvon Stewart. So Tobago has been kind of leading the charge in that regard.
Understood. And even as it pertains to the arrangers, we're seeing the arrangers are now getting younger and younger and younger. What does that say for the future of Pan?
I mean, that's a great thing. That's a great look for the future, because it used to be the more older guys would have, you know, championed the bands before, but now the younger arrangers are getting more brave, and the bands, I should say, are getting more confident in trying these young arrangers and giving them the chance to really explore their creativity. So that's a great thing. We have Uptown now has a junior band which actually is being judged today. That's arranged by the young Amari Douglas. He's a very young guy, and he's very talented. He also played in the senior band with Uptown Fascinators. So it's great to see the young arrangers stepping out of the comfort zone now and stepping into their creativity and taking the charge and going into the Panorama competitions.
Right, and we are seeing a shift in performances at Panorama.
Yes.
Before, you know, you would see persons come on, they played and they left. Now there's an element of drama and theatrics that's being added. Talk to us about that, and how is that expanding the product that is being offered?
Well, the Panorama product is actually evolving. It was solely based on just music at one point in time, but now we want to kind of merge music into visual as well. So what you're hearing and what you're seeing now kind of comes into play, and I like to take that style of approach when I'm doing my arrangements, because if there's a storyline based around a certain theme, I want you to see it and understand it while you actually hear the music in it. So you could hear this part and understand there's some part in the song that I did where the band is going da 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 da, but then I had a UFO in the background, so then they could hear this and kind of put that to picture. It's like, oh, that's what's going on there. And it's a great thing to now see that Panorama has turned into this big theatrical, you know, it's like you sit down to watch a movie. You're not just getting to enjoy music now, you can see it visually as well.
Right, and you know, there's this holistic approach to having the storytelling aspect come deep within the music being played. For you, where do you see that leading to? Do you see musicals being made out of Pan? You know,
definitely.
Tell us a bit about that.
Definitely I can see musicals being made out of Pan. Actually, with the company that I work with, the Tobago Performing Arts Company, we did a production called Once on This Island, and the music was predominantly a steel orchestra. So I would have gathered together members from same Uptown Fascinators as well, and members from throughout Tobago, and we stationed that play, and we used the steel pan as the product of music. So yeah, there was acting and there was the steel pan as part of that. So definitely has theater in the steel pan and future for that.
Right. Well, I like the idea of having musicals that are based on Pan, because when you go to Broadway, you know, you see that there are musical productions that tell story through music.
With the symphony orchestra
exactly. And if we could see that happening through the Pan, you know, telling a story but going through, you know, different eras of music, different genres, and just creating that storyline using the music and using
the steel pan, definitely.
How do you think the increase in technology and new media helps to improve the product of pan arranging, as well as the instrument and its reach globally?
Well, everything is online now, so whereas let's say 20, 30 years ago, and you're looking at the Panorama, you have to come to the savannah to really take in what's going on. Now, with the age of technology now, we are way far ahead. So you could be in Japan. I've gotten messages from persons in Japan, China, whatnot, congratulating me on the Panorama, and they were seeing it in real time. And as you talk about technology and moving forward, what wasn't shown in this, the introduction of the band from space, that was done by AI, the audio track for it, because it was basically the story of the band from space. It was sung by Crazy, composed by Amrit Samru. Aliens came to Earth and they invaded the steel pan Panorama. So our approach was, okay, we're gonna take revenge, and so now we took the band, Uptown Fascinators and head out to space to fight that war. So then that audio track was generated by AI for that introduction and part of it. So you could see where the technology kind of merges with the pan, and it has room to grow. I mean, the sky is the limit where that is concerned.
Understood. And you know, when we talk about AI, we talk about training the AI.
Yes.
Do you see a future where AI is trained to understand the whole arrangement of the pan and some more intricacies of
I'm not
that?
sure in terms of arrangement of the pans, in terms of like creating its own symphonic harmony or creating its own compositions. I'm not sure where that would look. I mean, it's not impossible because AI is actually learning everything that you do, because if you use AI long enough, it understands your style and understands what you like to operate with. But I have not used AI in terms of anything musically. I've just kind of used it in terms of helping out with the audio tracks, in terms of voicing and certain ideas like that. But I don't see that becoming something impossible. You never know, you know,
where the future heads. And even now with the pan being so global, you go through the subway in New York, you see someone playing the pan there. You're in Amsterdam, you're hearing someone with the pan in London. It's so global now. And how do you encourage young persons to really take up the mantle of the pan and take it to the world in different ways?
Because so I like to hold the steel pan dear to my heart as a Trinbagonian, because when you go out there, they appreciate it so much, and it gives you a bit of pride to know that this is where it originated from, my country. So you know, whenever I leave the country, or whenever I go out, or if I speak to anybody who's leaving the country or taking the steel pan outside, you carry that thing with pride, and you carry that with some sort of importance, so that wherever you push, wherever you do with it must represent Trinidad and Tobago. So it's a lot more than just you. So wherever you step out, and it's gone globally, the steel pan is now worldwide, and people are taking it to new heights. And we right here in Trinidad and Tobago must always find new ways to make it more innovative and lead the charge where steel pan is concerned. So no matter what steel pan operation, they must look to Trinidad and Tobago to find, you know, that map to where we guiding to go.
Right. Tell us a bit about Uptown Fascinators themselves and the band, and you know why they've come such a long way, and what does this win mean for them?
So Uptown Fascinators is a fairly young band. I would say my maths is I'm kind of forgetting right now, but it's probably about 13, 14 years old, maybe 15 years. And they started from below a galvanized tent where they had no sponsor. Well, I mean, to this day, we still have no sponsor for the band, but the band made its strides in terms of coming from nothing to now 3-time Panorama champions, and that sets a great story for the journey of the band. We have some dedicated members. We started off with just a few members, and when I first arranged for Uptown Fascinators, the pans were, you know, not the best, but they were definitely trying. The captain, Salisha James, they definitely were pushing and trying with the band, and I'm always grateful for them to taking that leap of faith to have me arranging. And now look at the band now, 3-time champion, with Augustus Peters in the dealing with the tuning and the making of the pans, doing an excellent job. And now Uptown Fascinators almost ready to go to medium band category now. Started off at small, and the band continues to grow, and now I don't see where the limit is for Uptown Fascinators.
Understood. But we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to continue with much more on this conversation as it pertains to Panorama, Pan, Uptown Fascinators, and all the other steel orchestra bands that you're arranging for this year. And so we look forward to continuing that conversation, guys. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back after this.
is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. More, live more.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
A brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I have been chatting with Pan Arranger, Mr. O.J. Richards. Good morning and welcome back. So we were talking about the success of Uptown Fascinators, but that's not the only band that you arrange for. Tell us a bit about some of the other bands.
Okay, so I also arranged for Hope Pangoovers, that's a singer band, that's in Tobago. Uptown Fascinators, Tobago as well, and two bands in Trinidad, which is medium categories, Pan Elders, and in the large category, Silver Stars Steel Orchestra. So this would be my third year with Pan Elders, and I think it's third or fourth year with Silver Stars, but this would be my first year as a solo arranger in the large band category. I used to co-arrange with Kush Ramsey in the large, so now this will be my first year as a solo arranger in the large category, and third year with panels in the medium.
What does it say about the bands willing to embrace younger arrangers now? Because we did talk about the fact that we're seeing more younger arrangers coming in. But what does it say about their willingness to include them? Because I would imagine that in the beginning it was a bit of a fight to get them to have that level of confidence in the younger arrangers.
Yes. Well, basically it really only takes one. So once one band puts that trust in that young arranger and they could see that the returns from it is going great, other bands started to eventually follow suit. And I'm thankful again for Hope and Groovers and Uptown Fascinators for taking that leap of faith in me in arranging. And then Kush Ramsey, another young arranger, they saw. So then now they're seeing a wave of these new arrangers making their names in the panorama field. So then the other bands are now saying, okay, this is a way we should probably think about going. And then you have a young arranger, you could grow with the band. So even though the arranger not necessarily does too well their first year, that doesn't necessarily mean that it will not be a good arranger. Just give them time to learn the band, understand the players, and let the players understand the arranger as well. So it's a nice shift that's going in, and hats off to the bands that are taking that leap of faith to get these new arrangers, because that's where the panorama is going now. You can see the music is getting to a different style, but it's shifted from Clive Bradley and Chit Samru and of the late. Now the music is more taking a newer school approach, but not letting go of the true music that we would have had before, but still holding on to some of them things. So they could see the shift, and the bands are now making the shift to suit.
Talk to us a bit about the sponsorship component and the bands moving towards a heightened sense of sustainability, because for a number of them, they have depended on for years on that sponsorship to keep the band going, keep the band afloat. What type of business models or just social enterprise models are being implemented in order to sustain the band outside of simple sponsorship or grants?
So Uptown Fascinators have not been sponsored, and they still are unsponsored. So financially, it's always a struggle. We always have to find creative ways of making money. If it is big sales, if it's food sales, or reaching out to certain businesses just for like a little one-time sponsorship, or maybe reaching out to them to maybe help out with the jerseys. And it's definitely a struggle for the band. I can't speak to how it runs with sponsors because the band is unsponsored, but we try to make the best of it and make the best of what we have due. What helps out is if your band is doing well in the panorama, because now the returns from the panorama, you could kind of pay off some of these bills that you would have had. But in terms of a band being unsponsored, you now have to kind of, how to say, trust, with certain things, and hope that you will get that returns when the competition is over, and then you get that money from the winnings from coming in. So it's definitely a difficult thing to be a band that's unsponsored. It would be a lot easier and a lot easier on the band to make a lot of decisions that we like to make, because every year you have to pay tuner, you have to buy new pans, you have to refurbish drum sets, and almost every year we have to refurbish a drum set or whatnot. So things like that is, it's detrimental for a band to need sponsorship, to have sponsorship. But if you don't, there are creative ways to find ways to work around that.
How can people partner with particular brands to assist or just to help donate whatever it is they can, whether it be somebody who lives here in Trinidad and Tobago or a member of the diaspora that really wants to see the industry grow and develop? How can they play a part in giving back to the band?
If they choose to, they could reach out to the band. Uptown is more than willing to accept any kind of assistance that anyone would like to put forward. We would never turn away any kind of assistance, because like I said again, the band is unsponsored, so we would never want and need and decide that we would not want to in any way it doesn't have to be monetarily. It could be if you have, we were just recently gifted a home for Uptown Fascinators, which we didn't have before, and that's a great plus for us. But before that, we were at someone else's place, just holding on to the space for a while. But if someone decides, I want to be a part of the Uptown Fascinators group, and you could come and say, okay, for the panorama season, I could donate 65 jerseys, or I know somebody who's has a printry place, we could partner with them and see how we could get all your prints for the panorama season. So there's ways that they could contribute to the cause of Uptown Fascinators. You could just get into contact with us we have a Facebook and Instagram page, Uptown Fascinators. So you could just reach out to them and see how we could work out something.
All right, and even as we round up, what can we look forward to from you for the panorama season?
Well, you could look forward to more wins coming into, by God's grace, because I'm also in the medium category and the large category, and I don't go into competitions not wanting to win, so I'm going to put my best foot forward. So you're going to look forward to magical things happening in the medium, and you could look forward to signing it in the large. Magical meaning Panels is doing the song Magician by Burning Flames, and Silver Stars is doing Fully Blown, Respectfully Yours.
Right.
So
a popular one this time around.
So you can look forward to these things and hoping for the best for me.
So is there anything that you want to say to Tobagonians or viewers watching this morning as we wrap?
I just want to say thanks for everybody who is supporting me, everyone who helped out with the journey that Uptown Fascinators has made, all the well wishes, all the congratulations and everything. I fully appreciate it, and thanks to everybody. Thanks for the love, and thanks for the love of Uptown Fascinators. So thanks again for having me.
All right, no problem. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. And again, congratulations to you, to Celicia, James, and the entire Uptown Fascinator team. We wishing you more success in the future, even as you make that jump, possibly very soon, over into the medium band category, right? Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations after this. See you soon.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. Guys, we continue our conversations this morning, and as expected, we are having that election post-mortem discussion. Before we begin that conversation, let's go straight over to that speech, that victory speech that was given by the political leader of the Tobago People's Party last night at the Scarborough Esplanade. And what we see there is some clips that we will be able to hear from that victory speech that was given by the political leader of the TPP, Fali Augustine. Quite a long and interesting speech. He thanked a number of persons. Notably, we heard him even mentioning one of his former political colleagues in Mr. Watson Duke and the work that he would have done in laying the foundation for the party. He spoke about the fact that the party is open to working with all of Tobago and all Tobagonians in the success of the party moving forward. And so we look forward to what that next 4 years in office would look like for Tobago and Tobago's development as it pertains to successfully fulfilling the mandate of that blueprint. We want to hear from you as well this morning, so we would be opening up the phone lines to allow you to join in on that conversation. Are you surprised by the results that we saw last night? Was it expected? Were you not expecting a clean sweep but expecting a victory? Were you expecting that the People's National Movement would have come out victorious in that election yesterday, or were you expecting them to at least gain more ground? Especially as it seemed that they were building a lot more momentum for their campaign coming down to the final days leading up to that election. I believe that just from the conversations that were being had on social media, on the platform, that they gained a lot of confidence going into that election. They expressed that confidence in being able to perform, but at the end of the day, Tobago spoke yesterday, and we are now seeing a clean sweep for the TPP with 15-0. But we cannot officially call that as yet, because we are hearing from the People's National Movement headquarters that they have requested a recount for one of those seats. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is that WIM seat, that seat for Darrell Spring WIM, that was held by the minority leader Kelvon Morris. That is one of the seats that would be recounted. So we are sitting here and we are waiting for the official or final result from that recount that may come in possibly today or tomorrow, and we'll hear from them on that. We want to open the phone lines for you guys so that you can be a part of the discussion here on Tobago Updates. We want to hear from you. We want to know how you're feeling, whether you can also add your comments to the comment section. But before we do that, we're going to go over to the victory speech that was given by the political leader of the TPP.
Passages of scripture says that he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. Shadows of the Almighty. It is always a blessing to put God in front and above every single thing we do. Because when we put God in front and above every single thing we do, we reap the kinds of success that we reaped today. And so we start by expressing gratitude to the Most High God. Important election for the people of Tobago. This year we celebrated 250 years of there being an institution in Tobago called the Tobago House of Assembly. Most people don't know that the oldest political institution in the country is actually the Tobago House of Assembly. But 45 years ago, with the brave work led by Mr. Robinson and Dr. Murray, we had a reformed Tobago House of Assembly. And today, we had our 13th democratically held election since 1980. And today was a historic day. This is the second time in the last 45 years that we have had a political party with 14 or more seats. This is the second time in our 45 years that a political party has won all seats. But this is the first time in our 45 years a political party won 15 seats. The last 4 years, through which we saw many ups and downs, many trials, not of our own doing. This is a vindication that truly, when you sow in tears, you reap in joy. And today the people of Tobago stood up. Today, our young people said today, Penny, your pennies are powerless in Tobago. Tonight, if there were any doubts about whether or not the political institution I lead have the right to lead, if there were any doubts about whether or not the people of Tobago are behind us, today the people of Tobago said we only want an indigenous Tobago political institution to lead us. I tried to listen to the concession speech a while ago, which was not much of a concession speech, to be honest. But the now for a second time disposed of Tobago political leader from the PNM was questioning why give us another 4 years. Tobago said, why not give the TPP another 4 years? Why not? Why not support the TPP, remain stable, remain focused, notwithstanding the machinations of our opponents? And today, we feel privileged to be on this spot. Privileged because none of this could have happened without you, the people of Tobago. So first and foremost, I want to thank all the people of Tobago, from Shannonville in the northeast to Cromwell in the southwest, from Scarborough in the south to Lansing in the north, and everywhere.
ladies and gentlemen, you saw part of the victory speech there from the political leader of the TPP. We go straight over into the concession speech that was given by the leader of the Tobago People's National Movement, Ansel Dennis. Sorry about that. As I give my producers the ability to give us that video, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back with much more after this. See you soon.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or a multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Tobago, the sun is rising, and so are the conversations that matter, from the economy to education, from healthcare to community voices. No spin, no fluff, just facts, truth, and clarity. Join me, Lavian, as we cover the issues that shape our lives, the stories we can't ignore. We bring them to the table and ask the questions you want answered.
and welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, our phone lines are open for you to call in and give us your comments on the results from yesterday's Tobago House of Assembly election. Now the number to call is 284-6597. That's 284-6597. Or you can add your comments to our comment section this morning. Send your greetings, send your comments. Let us know how you are feeling post those results. Were you shocked in any type of way? Were you expecting that result? We want to hear from you, and so our phone lines are open as we speak. Now, as was said by the leader of the TPP, we saw a historic victory there yesterday. We've seen 13-0 before in the Tobago House of Assembly, but we have never seen 15-0. And this says a lot for where Tobago is going, and there are persons who are saying that we need that opposition, we need that minority, we need to see this administration be held accountable for Tobago's development and where the development of the island goes. And so we look forward to seeing what the minority would look like, if any, because we know from precedent that a minority was brought in before, even during that time in 2013. So we look forward to see what are the suggestions that would be made by the political leader of the TPP as it pertains to accountability, whether or not there would be a public accountability system that may be implemented, as was proclaimed during the campaign period, about having a system where Tobagonians have a say in what is done at the Assembly legislature, and having a say on what is debated upon and what Tobago really wants as it pertains to the future of the island. Would we see the Chief Secretary involving more individuals from the general public? We see more persons in professional sphere are deemed as political or apolitical or neutral, being able to have the ability to come and sit among the Assembly legislature and change the dynamic of what we know to be traditional or the culture of politics here on the island. Some of you have already begun your predictions as it pertains to the executive councils, which assemblymen will be put where, or where do you want to see certain assemblymen function? Do you think particular persons would return to certain divisions while other persons may be shifted to other areas and arenas? What are some of your predictions as it pertains to this? How are you feeling about the result yesterday? Again, our phone lines are completely open, and the number to call is 284-6597. That's 284-6597. Call us and have your voice heard this morning. You can send your shout out, send your congratulations, or just send your words of encouragement to some of the supporters or the executive of the People's National Movement. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do that now because the phone lines are open. And I think I personally want to say congratulations to the young persons who ran in this election, whether they won or not. Well, special congratulations to Keegan Denoon, one of the youngest persons to secure victory in last night's election results. But I also want to say congratulations to the other young persons, and I think even Mr. Akil Guy in Bethesda Lekoto, he put up a serious fight in that election to the point where it was almost a point where we didn't know who was going to win that seat. We were all on the edge of our seats watching to see the results. So Akil Guy, also one of those young individuals who ran in this election within that electoral district, putting up a serious fight there. Another young person that was very prominent within this election, we had Karen Forbes, a former national football player in that Blackrock, Plymouth Blackrock area. Congratulations to another young person doing great things and putting themselves forward to represent the island. We had Sterling Trinity in Bethel, New Grange, doing an excellent job. They're putting up a great fight actually in that Bethel area and district. And we had a number of other young persons too. But we really want to continue to encourage young people to step forward and put themselves forward to represent. I cannot forget, of course, Shawnee John up there in Roxborough, Argyle. She was the youngest of all the candidates that were in this election, and she also put up a fight, but she would have been defeated by Orlando Kerr. And Shawnee John, even though quite young in the game, if you listen to her speeches, you would have recognized that she has quite a vision for her district and quite a vision for Tobago. And we want to encourage Shawnee and other young persons like herself to not get turned off by, a possible defeat, but to find other arenas and areas where they can contribute to Tobago's development. And, we look forward to a system of transparent governance, a governance that is people-centric. We look forward to this administration prioritizing public consultation on any and most of the projects that they are doing, seeing that they may not be a minority. The ability to utilize the civil society to engage and to represent the views of Tobago. We truly look forward to that. We heard about a number of things on this campaign trail. We heard about the blueprint that was rolled out. We heard about transportation hub to be brought to Tobago East. We want to see these things done. We are not going to, forget about some of these big ticket items that were promised to Tobago. And Tobago is going to hold this administration accountable within the next 4 years to see these things come to fruition. There were some really big promises made in this blueprint. We heard about that $500 for new mothers under this TPP administration. We want to see these things done. We want to really see these promises come to fruition. We heard about moving the minimum wage from where it is now to 5,500. Tobagonians have heard, Tobagonians are listening, and they will continue to sit around, and we want to see these things come to fruition, because within the next 4 years, Tobagonians will hold this administration accountable for those particular promises. I am hearing that we now have that concession speech from the political leader of the Tobago Council of the PNM, Ansel Dennis. So we go straight to that.
The fact that I think we ran an extremely good race and an extremely good campaign. The people of Tobago have spoken, and such is democracy. And I want to thank the people that supported the PNM. I want to thank the candidates, some of them here with me this evening. The 14 of them, excellent, outstanding individuals who offered themselves at a very difficult time for the People's National Movement, trying to move from opposition back into the Tobago House of Assembly, offering the people of Tobago something different, something bold, something new, to put Tobago first again. It was not meant to be, obviously, and as I said before, that is democracy at work. And as is always the case in the PNM, we respect the wishes of the people of Tobago, and we accept these results in this election. I want to thank our supporters, the campaign team. There are people out there who chose to register their support for the PNM, signaling that they believed in what the PNM has to offer the people of Tobago at this point in time. But in democracy, in this kind of democracy, the majority rules. And some of the seats we lost by very narrow margins. We don't have the final numbers as yet, but I expect there to be some recounts along the way. I think, Kelvin, you lost your seat by 17 votes, so obviously there will be a recount. Wednesday, and I will be calling it a day or perhaps a week in politics, right? I think I have offered myself to the people of Tobago from 2012 at a very tender age to now. I had the opportunity to serve as an assemblyman, deputy presiding officer, and then most recently as chief secretary. And as usual, when you preside over a debate, it is usual for the political leader to step. I want to say thanks to the people of Tobago and this party for the opportunity to serve. It is not. I consider it a great opportunity and a great responsibility to serve the people of Tobago. Right? But following the results of this election, I will be stepping aside at an appropriate time. Of course, it will be done responsibly and to ensure that there is as possible a transition to whoever will emerge as the next leader of the AMPLIA Tobago. In fact, we are due to have internal election of this year, which is what, in 3 months. And I will discuss with the leadership all the priorities, including the possibility of having the internal elections sooner than they are due, so that we can transition and prepare for the next 4 years and hold the next same THA administration accountable as far as we possibly can.
What do you think
the Tobago political leader of the People's National Movement? Ladies and gentlemen, we round up our discussion this morning, but one of the questions that I want to ask, as our phone lines remain open and you can call at 284-6597, is who do you think would emerge as, or you can leave your comments in the comment section, but who do you think may emerge as the new political leader of the People's National Movement within the next few weeks, even as the political leader suggested that they may not wait until April, but take immediate action to appoint a new political leader? Of all the persons within the People's National Movement that can take the reins, who are you suggesting may emerge as the new political leader? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Thank you for sticking with us during this 2026 THA election coverage, and we are happy to continue to bring you high quality content from us here at Tobago Updates. Have a great day.